Hello, my name is Abby Maloney, and this is Invest Insights, where we interview executives who are shaping our communities today. In today's episode, I speak with Jake Reynolds, the president of the New Jersey Devils. Jake, while this season did not go as planned, with an NHL season cut short due to the pandemic and the New Jersey Devils not making the playoffs for the second season in a row, there have been many opportunities for both the organization and the sports in general. What have been your takeaways from this season, and what do you feel will continue to benefit the sport in terms of innovations or new developments implemented in the past number of months that will continue to benefit the sport in a post-pandemic landscape?
It's a great question, Abby. And I'm a big believer that you learn a lot more and you grow a lot more and you develop a lot more during the times of challenge, struggle, and hardship. I think one of the most important things is, can you keep the perspective and the mindset that this is a learning opportunity? And I think that's one of the things I'm most proud of for our organization that we have done is kind of have that mindset and perspective. But there have been some incredible lessons that we have learned along the way. And for me, probably the one that stands out the most is just the power of sports and the ability that sports has to bring people together and to really unify people. And when we started this pandemic and we went on the pause and kind of the hiatus back on March 11th, we got together with our marketing team and we started talking about what do we want to do and how do we want to use this time to be able to get better. And there were kind of three consistent themes that kind of came out of that. Number one was we want to entertain. Number two was we wanted to inspire hope. And then the third piece was we wanted to help people heal. And those were critical and important for us as we were going through such a challenging time. And one of the things that was unique, our marketing campaign this past season was "We Are the Ones." And that quickly transitioned to "We Are One." And that was part of the sense of community that obviously sports has and the ability that it has to be able to bring people together. And, we look at Prudential Center and the Devils as an opportunity, kind of a town center for people to be able to congregate, come together and enjoy and share their passion for whether it's hockey, whether it's music and entertainment, whether it's family shows, or if you're like me, bringing my kids to 3 different versions of Disney on Ice, you name it. But being able to kind of bring people together and truly unite them kind of under one cause. So I would say that was critical. The second part was in and around fan engagement. And this one was really interesting for us, where we had some opportunities to really test our abilities and our skill sets to engage our fans, despite the fact that there were not games going on the ice. And our marketing team and our content team were so creative in terms of kind of how they brought that to fruition. We were hosting simulated hockey games with NHL 20. And, our team did not just stop there and run game simulations. They took it to the next level and they started bringing in some of our actual players to participate in post-game interviews and being able to come on and talk about their experience and have some fun with this as well. So I think that was really important for us. And we also learned a lot about our fans and how they consume our entertainment. We had over 15,000 fans watching every time we simulated a hockey game, which was crazy to me. And more importantly, after that was probably the notes that I got from parents and kids thanking us, because it was the first sense of normalcy that they had in the early stages of this pandemic. And it was something that kind of gave them an escape and gave them an opportunity to kind of step away from all the chaos that was happening in the world around us and really lose themselves in the sport of hockey and through our brand, the Devils. And so I think those were really important pieces. And then the other one was just the impact that we can have on our community. We were really fortunate that we have 2 managing partners in Josh Harris and David Blitzer, who are committed to making this world a better place and using the platform that we have as a sports and entertainment brand to be able to do so. So to be able to lean in and do some fun things in and around the community to help first responders, to help those who were in need in terms of, they may not know where their next meal was coming from. And we participated in a called Donate a Plate with one of our local partners to be able to do that. We partnered with RWJ Barnabas, a local hospital, to donate supplies as well as tickets to frontline healthcare workers. And then the other piece was in and around education, where we were able to donate over 11,000 Chromebooks to students who were in need in both the Philadelphia and New Jersey market. But the opportunity to use the platform that we have to be able to drive real change in the communities was something that we looked at as an important part of our role in the community where we live, work, and play.
Speaking about community, in response to the ongoing social justice movement, Harris Blitzer Sports and Entertainment committed $20 million to champion equality, hired a new chief diversity and impact officer, David Gould, and the team's defenseman, PK Subban, made a $50,000 donation to the GoFundMe page for Gianna Floyd and is now currently co-chairing the Player Inclusion Committee. Can you please speak to why it was important for the organization to take action and to use your platform to support the ongoing social justice movement?
Yes, and for us, this was not a political issue. This was a human rights issue, and for us, we want everyone to be created and treated equally. But first and foremost for us was being able to use the platform that we have. Sports is kind of the great equalizer. Like, teammates are teammates, and being able to bring people together, like, it was something for us that this was not taking a stand on anything controversial. This was something for us to really get behind and promote and be able to push and put a spotlight on something that was needed in our country during this time. And you talked about it. We made several commitments across the board, and it was important for us not to just use our voice, but to actually have action behind that and be able to truly support that. And the first commitment was hiring David Gould, who is our Chief Diversity and Impact Officer, an incredible human being, has an incredible amount of experience. And he has been so excited and ambitious in terms of coming in and looking at the opportunities that we have to make a difference with the platform and the brand that we have. So whether that is investing in Black communities and being able to, revitalize neighborhoods where we live, work, and play, whether that is our Buy Black program, where we're committed to using Black-owned businesses as part of our vendor program, or whether it's just promoting education, health, and employment, being able to contribute both our resources financially as well as our brand and our platform to be able to drive real change in those was something that we were really passionate about, and something that we've been fully committed to doing.
What are your main concerns and priorities for the team as we begin to look forward and plan for next year's season? Most likely it will still be affected by the pandemic. And how are you preparing for this uncertain future, considering both the organization's needs as well as fans' expectations?
Yeah, I think that is the hardest part about this pandemic, is the uncertainty that exists out there. There's so much that is unknown. However, as we've kind of taken a step back and looked at, okay, what are our priorities and how are we going to plan for this? There's a couple of things that have really come to the forefront. Obviously, first and foremost is safety. It's the safety of our employees. It's the safety of our players. It's the safety of our fans that are walking through the doors of the Prudential Center. And so we have been using that as kind of our guiding light to ensure that first and foremost, we have to take care of that and make sure that anybody who walks in the doors feels comfortable and they're confident in the processes and the protocols that we have put in place. And so that has been a very extensive process in terms of kind of what we're referring to is our return to host plan. And that is looking at contingency planning on every possible scenario that you could possibly think of. And that's both from kind of a human perspective as well as a science perspective. And for us, it's been looking at the different fan journeys of everybody who walks into our building, whether they are a security guard, whether they're one of our sales reps, whether it's a player, or whether it's a fan. What does their journey throughout the arena look like? And then how are we looking to ensure safety and install processes and protocols from both a human and a science perspective to ensure that their safety remains at the forefront of our thoughts and our goals. And then I would say the second piece is kind of in and around our cultures, like how do we continue to build and create a world-class culture? Even when we're working from home and it's a digital world, it's like, how do we continue to bring people together, and how do we give people the sense of community and belonging, even internally within HBSC and the Devils and Prudential Center?
It has been an extraordinary year for sports, an extraordinary year for hockey, and we've discussed a number of the challenges that you face both on and off the ice. What have these months taught you personally about resilience?
It's a great question. It's certainly been tested kind of throughout the entire time. But more than anything, for me, it's the people around you matter, and we need each other. That at the end of the day has been the most important piece. We're really fortunate that we work for an organization that has that sense of community and has that sense of family. And you have people that are there to lift you up when you fall down. They can pick you up, be able to provide different perspectives and challenge the status quo and challenge how we may be thinking about things. But for me, probably the greatest lesson and the most inspiring thing that I have seen during this time is just how our organization has rallied around each other and kind of supported each other, and how we've kind of rallied around and wrapped our arms around the communities that we live, work, and play in.
Well, thank you again. That was Jake Reynolds, the president of the New Jersey Devils. My name is Abby Maloney, and you've been watching Invest Insights. Thanks for tuning in. Hey everyone, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that you can stay up to date on the latest business trends from our knowledgeable experts. Be sure to check out the description below for more information on the segment you just watched. Thanks for tuning in.